This is a great image of a respectable, classy, beautiful woman.
For you to point out this well-dressed sister here to make me feel some type of way about myself becomes a problem.
Let me get you.
Reason I have never said I do is because I don't.
I've been married, and I couldn't sign up for bad sex.
Let's drive.
So if we enter a relationship with anything that's about me, then I don't believe that we're ready.
And thank you for watching Single on a Saturday night right here at Kia Gray Steak and Seafood Restaurant. We'd like to thank everyone who helps us put the show together, like DJ Romy Rome, Austin Fine Photography, Q's Hair Boutique, and of course Kia Gray Steak and Seafood Restaurant. We can't do it without you. Scotty, I just had to shout you out right now. All right, my name is Shelly Williams, a.k.a. Shelly Shell, and I am single, never been married, no children, and that's my introduction, and I'm going to pass it to my left right here.
Hey, I'm David Scott, single, from the Daily News Sexy Single class of 2005.
Danielle Patterson, also single and childless, from University City, class of I'm Never Leaving.
Alicia, also single, one child, and hopefully I won't be single for long.
My name is Tiffany Savage, and I'm Daily News cover model for 2012, and I am still single.
I am Carol Petra. I was married, but am now single and childless.
I am Michelle Renee. I am single, still childless. I am an entertainer and a supervisor, and I am also in the making of a book, an authoress. So, thank you.
Supervisor, what you supervisor?
Entertainer supervisor.
Okay, I just wanted to know what you were supervisor of.
Entertainers.
Okay, we have a lot of special guest entertainers. We're not going to go into, but entertainers, adult entertainers, but anyway.
Adult entertainers.
Okay.
Females.
All right, yes, that's Michelle Renee, but we're going to keep on moving. We have a lot of special guests in the house. Hopefully, we're going to be here every single week. Miss Dr. Marquitta is in the house. We're going to hear some great things. She is the CEO of Germantown Psychological Associates, and you know what? She's going to analyze some of y'all people out there. Y'all might need some analyzing with that Mistress thing. And we have Reese Stacks. She's in the building, and we're going to talk about the topic, the wife versus the mistress. The wife versus the mistress. And I want to know, Danielle said that she was getting dressed kind of mistressy. When you think about the word mistress, what do you think about? What's your definition?
Well, for me, you know, in our group, we have a tendency to look down and judge a lot. And it's oftentimes it's based on an outward perception about what we think somebody looks like when you put anything out there. So when I said I was dressing mistressy, I thought like mob mistresses, because when I think of mistresses, I don't think of the side joint. When I think of a mistress, I think in the French sexy, seductive, courtesan kind of way. I think that she is educated. I think she is polished. I think she is well put together, and she decided she's not going to put up with. So you can stay home and wash, iron, cook, and clean for him while I am out socializing, networking, using his money, using his networks, and advancing myself. So that's what that said to me.
All right. Now, there's no real male term for mistress, so what do the men think about the mistress?
The mistress, first of all, doesn't get the investment that the wife will get.
Okay.
The mistress is considered new excitement. Now, start asking men that's here in the audience today to talk about the difference between the wife and the mistress. I will invest in the wife. I can travel with her. She gets first priority. The mistress is new excitement. And as soon as you're done with the mistress, you will get on the phone, call your wife and say, you want me to bring some Chinese food home? And won't think about it twice.
Does anybody have a difference of opinion with the mistress?
Yeah.
To me, a mistress is just like that sneaky woman that tries to be part of something she never, ever truly will be part of. I've experienced it in my short marriage of almost 3 years, and I don't look at I don't look at a mistress as anything fancy or beautiful or educated. That is not the definition of the word. To me, it's a sneaky woman trying to have something she will not ever have.
But the mistress, wait a minute, what the mistress gets, when I went and looked in the definition, the mistress actually gets a lot of financial benefits. Believe it or not, she's well taken care of.
Well, no, I mean, and I think that, and that's why I said that I was going to address mistressy today. Because when we talk about that perception, well, we're not talking about a mistress. We talking about a jump off. Let's be real. When you say that that's the joint that I went and I knocked it off and then I went and took my wife some Chinese food, that was the jump off. The mistress, you paying my bills. Matter of fact, I probably live better than your wife and I don't have to put up with all your stuff. That you are continuing to educate me. You are advancing me. That's a mistress. In the bourgeoisie term, that's a mistress. I'm sorry to tell you, my fellow panel member, today you are incorrect. Because if you Google it and you Wikipedia it, and more importantly, you find Merriam-Webster, I'll tell you, I'm correct about what a mistress is. And so that's why I went out of my way to try and portray that. Because I'm not a mistress at all. I mean, I'm not anybody's wife, and I'm not anybody's mistress. I'm not a kept woman. But at the same time, I think that as a society, we need to understand what we talk about when we talk about it. That's all.
But is a mistress, does she know that she's a mistress, or is it has to be identified?
It's a bargain
it's a bargain for a bargain.
Arrangement.
Okay.
It is a bargain for arrangement. As a matter of fact, again, just taking it back to the European culture, and you know that I was partially educated in Europe, it's not only a bargain for agreement, it's a contract. I have to uphold certain contractual relationships to be your mistress, just like your wife upholds certain contractual relationships to be your wife. Right. So,
Can I say something?
Definitely we know what that's about. Now, if you want to talk about jump-offs, I can talk about jump-offs.
Right. Can I say something? I understand from both point of views. I've never been a wife nor a mistress. I think that never. No, never.
Not even accidentally that you know of.
But you know what? We're going to have a true confession segment
Oh my
coming
gosh.
up.
Can I finish first?
Okay,
and this is can I finish what I'm saying?
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying, Carol, as far as being sneaky, and I understand what Danielle's saying as far as being an investment. You know, now I had a friend, and she was sneaky, you know, but she's still this man's mistress. But she was the housekeeper for him and his wife. And he pays her bills. So that's where the sneakiness comes in at, you know. Then the investment part comes in, because she would tell me, like, oh, Mr. Such and Such got to pay my bills, this and that, if you want to be around me. They're still together. He's still with his wife. And they have a financial agreement, and then he has an agreement with his wife. You know, so.
I mean, but that's pretty much saying.
But it was sneaky. You understand? She was cleaning her house. You understand? And sleeping with her husband. So that was a sneaky part. So it starts off as sneaky. You know, and then if that's who he wants to keep as his mistress and want to take care of, then I guess that's how it ends.
All right, well, you know, that's crazy with the mistress thing. Anyway, I want to know from a psychological point. I know with the whole mistress thing, it can be, I believe that Carol was coming from a state of having to deal with it, from the wife. She had to deal with it, so I'm going to call her a sneaky little bit. Anyway, along with a lot of other words, but psychologically, that has to have an effect psychologically on her, because she had to deal with it. Not just her, I'm sure her and so many other people. So Dr. Marquitta, tell us from a psychological point, I know you have to deal with it a lot. So what do you have to do? What are some of the things you have to deal with trying to help their minds out?
There are a lot of reasons why people become a mistress. I think that there is no glamorous reason to it. We talk about excitement, we talk about not having to deal with the responsibilities of being the wife, we talk about the financial benefit, but there is no woman that wants to be a non-priority in their man's life. Even if you get the financial benefit, even if you get the accolades on some level, there is distinctly a difference between what happens with a wife and what happens with a non-wife. And so in my practice, and we see couples, and we have seen couples that have come in and they've had to deal with the issue of a mistress. I have treated women who were mistresses, and no matter how much you glamorize it for the benefit, there's always that issue around the emotional discontent that's inside the person that's the non-priority.
Right. So when you're dealing with those issues, as far as the person, do you find people never come back from it, never recover from that actual? It's kind of like a tragedy. It's a tragedy. You mess with my man.
It is a trauma, but you can heal from it like you can heal from all traumas. You can come back from it, but you have to understand what it is about you that allowed you to willingly be in that position. Perhaps insecurity issues, self-esteem issues, experiences in your life that led you to believe that there is some benefit that you want to receive at this point, and you don't want all of these things that we talk about, the responsibility and the additional pieces of what it means to be that person that's responsible to another person. But that's the beauty of life, to be accountable, to be responsible, to be present emotionally, and to receive that back from another person.
Well, I would take the whole benefit of just not having to pay my own bills if he pays my bills. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But we have to go to a break. We thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned, because you know what? We want to have a Former Mills fashion break. You stay tuned. Thanks you for joining us. It's Single on a Saturday Night. We like to thank everybody. DJ Romy Rome from 88.1 every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And, of course, Q's Hair Boutique. Make me look fabulous. Thank you. And, of course, today, Carol's Faces. She hooked up the makeup. So thank you. Check out the break. But I really need you to check out that Former Mills fashion break. Check it out right now.
Hey, this is Steve Harvey. Right now you're watching Single on a Saturday Night. But I'm married.
This program is brought to you by Kia Gray's Seafood and Steak Restaurant, located at 10 North 9th Street in Darby, Pennsylvania, right off of Main Street. We have Sunday brunch on Sundays at 10 a.m. We have a delicious seafood and steak menu, and host your next event, wedding reception, or party at Kia Gray's Seafood and Steak Restaurant, located at 10 North 9th Street in Darby, Pennsylvania, right off of Main Street. Special thanks to Q's Hair Boutique, located at 5815 North Broad Street, Philadelphia, PA. Q's Hair Boutique is a full-service salon providing the star treatment for any occasion. Please don't look any further for your next hair appointment. Call Q's Hair Boutique. That's 215-668-9800. In true celebrity fashion, Austin Photography snapped beautiful candids of all the Single on a Saturday Night group. Austin Fine Photography is located at 4221 Main Street. If you would like to feel like a star, please call Austin Fine Photography at 267-297-7895. This program is brought to you by the following sponsors. Do you want to advertise your product or your service or your event right here in between the hottest show in America? Give us a call at 215-843-1984. Give us a call. If everything's a go, we'll have your commercial advertised on the next show.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters. This is Pastor Michael Heath, Senior Pastor and founder of Living Waters Ministries, with your 1 minute of inspiration. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be in a fulfilling relationship. When you turn on TMZ or pick up the tabloid newspapers, you see that whether you're a billionaire making millions of dollars for every single movie, or whether you're just struggling trying to make it, everybody wants to be loved. Well, the truth of the matter is the Bible tells us that God is love, and that unless we know God, we really don't have the capacity or the capability to not only love others, but to be loved ourselves. So won't you come and experience the life-changing, mind-altering love of God. Join us every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. in the main sanctuary of the Collindale First Church of the Nazarene, 212 McDade Boulevard, Collindale, Pennsylvania. Come to Living Waters. The word will change your life, and let the wave overtake you.
We're trying to look great for all the Single on a Saturday Night events. That's why we're here at Former Mills, because we want a fabulous outfit, but not break the bank.
And we already look fabulous, don't you think? You don't just have to be casual when you're going to Former Mills. You can also dress it up.
And we're headed to this amazing party, so let's just step it up a little bit.
Let's go.
this morning, heard her ring, my conscience calling. Told me I should face you and address what I put you through. Swallow my pride, let it go, just make it right. 'Cause without you I'm lost. It's been going on too long. So starting tonight, I'll make it right. Can you forgive all that I did? Promise me you'll be here tomorrow. Starting tonight, I'll make it right. Can you forgive all that I did? Promise me you'll be here tomorrow. I'll do whatever I can. If it means I'll still be your man. That's why I'm pleading my case. She was never taking your place. Give me some time. Gonna make it up to you. Put it all on the line. Baby, what I say is true. So starting tonight, I'll make it right. Can you forgive all that I did?
This is Single on a Saturday Night. We are right here at Foreman Mills, and you know what? We all had to come together. We're fabulous. We're dressed in our Foreman Mills wear, but you know we had to do Single on a Saturday Night. And my question for today is, what's the type of guy you like?
I like someone honest, is humorous, and of course good looking.
Tall, dark, and handsome? Honest too, yes.
How about you, Melisha?
Honest, respectful. Of course, he has to be handsome. And fly and have swag.
Fly and have swag. I don't know. So what are some of your no-nos?
Jesus sandals with ashy toes.
Jesus sandals with ashy toes. Ashy toes.
Lateness and bad hygiene.
Oh, yeah. Co-sign on that. And non-Christians can't do it.
Well, I'm looking for a man who's balling. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? A Christian man who loves Jesus and has a good head on his shoulder as well as a nice career. That's what I'm talking about. This is Single on a Saturday Night. We are right here at Foreman Mills, and this is how we do. We get fabulous. Do you like the fabulous ladies? We are just fabulous. And we're going to act like we love each other. See? We love each other.
Gonna make it up to you. Gonna make it starting tonight. Starting tonight.
Welcome back. It's still Single on Saturday night, and we are here at Kia Graves Seafood and Steak Restaurant in Darby, PA. We're giving a special acknowledgement to our jewelry stylist today, Alicia Burbage of Issues, a Shoe Teak. All of your accessories needs. 120 South 60th Street. Go check it out. You can't miss it. The hot pink building in the middle of the Ave. But you know, we're still talking about the wife versus the mistress, the benefits, the pros, the cons of both. They're hard on this mistress thing, but we've got somebody who wants to ask us a question. So we're going to take it back to Nikki.
Okay, I have a question. You mentioned that when you were treating your couples, the mistress always feels that there's something missing because she's not the priority. Well, what happens in the situation where the mistress appears to be or seems to be the priority and the wife is the one that seems to be secondary in that relationship?
Seems to be. The mistress never becomes the priority until there's a separation from that relationship that's actually the priority. And I think that it's really important to remember, you know, how you enter a situation is usually how you leave it. And so you have to really, you know, question yourself around these ideas about believing that you are the priority when this man has already chosen another to be the wife.
I'm glad you spoke about the role of the man. One thing that most men talk about is there's three things that is a key issue to a man: temptation, lust, and opportunity. The first one, temptation, a man always going to have. There's a certain degree of lust you're going to have, but the only thing that can get a man in trouble is when he exercises opportunity. And that's where it begins. You know, you can't exercise that opportunity and not think that there's going to be, as we talked about, I think on Facebook, about that whole strings attached. There's no such thing as no strings attached. Because once you become involved with somebody, a string has been established. It's been established.
That's why I think it is a insecurity issue with the mistress, with the woman that does know. Because if I value myself, if I think I'm worth so much, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I ever come second. And I'm not going to stay in it either.
Well, I don't know. There is a situation I put myself in twofold. One, if you were the Sheik of Dubai, I'd be a mistress all day long. I'm good with that. You know, I haven't met a man
I couldn't live with myself.
who could afford me as his mistress. That's number one. But I've met quite a few men that I can put together and make into one real good man. And that's called build a man. Because, you know, I'm sorry, our mama told me it's a poor rabbit that only got one hole. I need options because, you know, men always tell us what you won't do, another man will. I mean, another woman will. How about this? What you won't do, 15 men will. Okay? And what I have found is that in this society where we done had all these fatherless men, they don't know how to hammer a nail. They don't know how to hang a picture. They don't know how to get my oil changed. They don't know how to take out the trash because they didn't have men around doing that. They sitting there looking at me. So you see, I done found that I can find the trash taker outer and the picture hanger, and I can find the one that take me out and have a good time, and the one that got a lot of money and, you know, take me where I want to go, and the one that make me laugh. And, you know, it's 7 days in a week and it's just to be busy. So I'm just saying, you know, and in that case, am I insecure or am I really doing the damn thing?
Maybe we're having this fatherly.
I feel like she's really doing, but
right,
when it comes to the man, honestly, when you think about it, these men don't understand what it's doing to a person. Yeah, you can laugh about it all you want, but what about that wife who's sitting home, who's waiting for her husband and does not know her husband is sticking his thing in somebody else? It is psychologically something that happens to a person. We need to put it out there that it hurts. It hurts. It's a painful situation. So the mistress, and I know we're going to get to the true confessions, who has ever been a mistress before. I mean, you got a chance to talk, but put it out there that you are hurting another human being.
Right.
You're taking from them. You're taking something they thought was beautiful with their beautiful wedding and everything, but at the end of the day, they're sitting home waiting for their husband, and he could be giving her AIDS and all that other stuff while he out there with this nasty mistress.
Or fathering a love child, and that's why these children are fatherless, because the women are accepting to have their child and then leave them fathers because they have to go back to their wife. So that's why these sons, boys, don't know how to take out the trash, don't know how to play baseball, because their dad is really with their real family. You know? So,
yeah, there's a bunch of
them. So the dad really ain't nowhere. They not with some other woman. They just ain't with no woman. You know, I mean,
right? You know, but there are a lot of love children out there. You know, that are left behind because they really have a wife. Their father really has a wife at home, a totally different family.
Absolutely.
But statistically, we are not marrying. Statistically, we are not marrying. So they are just choosing to be somewhere else with some other woman.
No,
and then they
that's
get tired
not
of
true.
Her,
I have a brother
with some other woman, and then when they get tired of her, they go somewhere else. Statistically, we are not married. Statistically, we are not. So as a result, you can't say.
But wait, who's we? Who's we?
We talking about people of color. People of color statistically are not married. Statistically, we are not. So the result is, if you're going to sit,
I don't know. Everybody in my family's married.
Well, that's your family.
Right,
Statistically, your family's against the norm. I'm very proud of you. So what I'm saying is that, I mean, you can
Danielle, you is crazy.
You can say that is one of the causes. You can say that's one of them. But statistically, these men had 3 and 4 different families because they had 3 and 4 different relationships.
Exactly.
It's not just the marriage they were cheating on. They might have had a girlfriend they was cheating on. They may have knocked some chick up in high school.
Right. But no, see, I'm commenting on what you said. You said that these children are out here without their father, and you don't have to take their responsibility because you just want to get the financial investment, the fun with it, while they're fathering a child, knowing that they have a family at home and other children at home. So I'm going off of what you just said, not statistically, not with, you know, men dealing with this female, that female. I'm talking about a husband dealing with other females outside of their marriage that are having children. with mistresses, home wreckers. You understand? Women that know that they are married.
Oh, no, I can't wreck your home, baby.
what-
I cannot wreck your home.
If you know that a man is married,
I cannot wreck your home.
Wrecked already.
Well, if I
I cannot wreck
But
your home.
if I find once I find out a man is married, I'm done. And especially if you didn't tell me, right? You know,
But you
so
know,
no.
when we come back, this is a controversial issue. When we come back, we're going to find out from some people who might have known that they were a mistress, or maybe didn't know. But we're going to talk about it, about the mistress. We're going to have some true confessions, and we're not going to no judgments on psych. But anyway, thank you for joining this single on a Saturday night. We like to thank DJ Romy Rome, Q's Hair Boutique, and everyone who helps us put this show together. Check out The Break. We'll see you real soon. Don't go nowhere. All right.
What's up? I'm Nate. I'm Damon. I'm Dante. And
we're No
Question. And you're watching Single on a Saturday Night.
Brought to you by Kia Gray's Seafood and Steak Restaurant, located at 10 North 9th Street in Darby, Pennsylvania, right off of Main Street. We have Sunday brunch on Sundays at 10 a.m. We have a delicious seafood and steak menu, and host your next event, wedding reception, or party at Kia Gray's Seafood and Steak Restaurant, located at 10 North 9th Street in Darby, Pennsylvania, right off of Main Street. Special thanks to Q's Hair Boutique, located at 5815 North Broad Street, Philadelphia, PA. Q's Hair Boutique is a full-service salon providing the star treatment for any occasion. Please don't look any further for your next hair appointment. Call Q's Hair Boutique. That's 215-668-9800. In true celebrity fashion, Austin Photography snapped beautiful candidates of all the single on the Saturday night group. Austin Fine Photography is located at 4221 Main Street. If you would like to feel like a star, please call Austin Fine Photography at 267-297-7895. This program is brought to you by the following sponsors. Do you want to advertise your product or your service or your event right here in between the hottest show in America? Give us a call at 215-843-1984. Give us a call. If everything's a go, we'll have your commercial advertised on the next show.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters. This is Pastor Michael Heath, Senior Pastor and founder of Living Waters Ministries, with your 1 minute of inspiration. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be in a fulfilling relationship. When you turn on TMZ or pick up the tabloid newspapers, you see that whether you're a billionaire making millions of dollars for every single movie, or whether you're just struggling trying to make it, everybody wants to be loved. Well, the truth of the matter is the Bible tells us that God is love, and that unless we know God, we really don't have the capacity or the capability to not only love others, but to be loved ourselves. So won't you come and experience the life-changing, mind-altering love of God. Join us every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. in the main sanctuary of the Collindale First Church of the Nazarene, 212 McDade Boulevard, Collindale, Pennsylvania. Come to Living Waters. The word will change your life, and let the wave overtake you.
Welcome back to Single on a Saturday Night right here at Kia Gray's Steak and Seafood Restaurant with the head chef, Scott Graves. Thank you so much, Scott. But you know, it really got heated. When we talk about the mistress, the wife versus the mistress, has anybody ever been a mistress? Knowingly, not knowingly, have you ever been a mistress? Anybody?
I have been kind of a mistress, if you want to call it that. I was dealing with a guy who was in a relationship for 10 years. He hadn't been married when we started dealing with each other. But in the midst of that, he got married, and I didn't know. And I was pregnant with his child. And we worked together, sat right next to each other all day. Everybody at work saw his wedding ring and assumed that him and I had got married.
Girl, tell me what happened.
But, because that's how close we were. But he was married to somebody else. He ended up telling her, and he actually moved in with me for about 3 days.
What?
And then,
that was a long relationship.
And then he moved out and went back to her, and it was like this. Yeah, it was. She's the wife. Like, he was with her for 10 years. So bottom line is, I guess they were already planning to get married. I was just the one that didn't know. So I ended up losing the baby over some time. But I didn't choose to be a mistress. Like, once I found, like, well, I kind of did because he was with her already. They were living together. They had been in a relationship.
You knew all that?
Yes.
Okay.
And, you know, of course, there was the dreams of, you know, I wish I had met you first. And if I had met you, you know, because you and I are more compatible, I don't, you know, she's this and she's that, all the negative things about her, you know, that he fed me or whatever. The low self-esteem, I wouldn't say.
Baby, I just need to know.
I was 22, 23.
Okay, I'm just because I mean I just can't believe that you was really listening to that. Okay, I got.
No, actually I wasn't because I had other friends. Okay. Even though I liked him and I was content with him, I dated and I went out with other people. He wasn't my priority.
Is you had a knowingly relationship with somebody who had somebody, so regardless of her feelings, you did. I didn't
care.
You didn't care.
That wasn't actually there were times where he said to me, you know, I love her, but I don't know. And I would actually encourage him to like go to counseling with her to try to figure out what they want to do with their marriage. If he wants to be with her, I encouraged him to leave me alone lots of times. Like, I'll just remove myself from the picture. He begged me not to, and he was like, no, I want you. You're my best friend. I need you in my life. And I'm like, okay. So it ended up, you know, we ended up not dealing with each other after I lost the baby. I just basically left him alone. I seen him occasionally throughout the years, but eventually it just faded off.
Well, you know what? We have some other true confessions, but you know what? We're going to have to come back next week because I have a confession of my own. So when we come back next week, you will hear my true confession, and we'll also hear from Reese Stacks next week. So thank you for joining Single on a Saturday night right here at Kia Gray Steak and Seafood Restaurant. Special thanks to everybody who helped us put this show together. DJ Romy Rome, 88.1. 88.1 every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And of course, Q's Hair Boutique, 5815 North Broad Street, give you that style and all that flair. Anyway, thank you so much, every single one of you. And we will see you for the True Confessions next week. All right?